Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Mr. Prime Real Estate, Ric Davis.
And I'm your host, the Texas Real Estate King, LarryWBrooks.
Every week, the King and I will provide you exclusive access to our network of lenders, investors, and real estate professionals from both the commercial and residential real estate sectors.
Now, are you millionaire minded? Or maybe you're a millionaire in the making. Make sure that you subscribe so you can get connected to the network. And always remember, the Prime Real Estate Network, where millionaires are in the making.
Create wealth for generations.
What's up, Prime Real Estate Network listeners? It's your man, LarryWBrooks, a.k.a. the Texas Real Estate King. Hey, when you get a moment, go ahead and go over to shoplwb.com. You can see the Pure Hustle merchandise that we had over there, some of our newer items that we have in stock, and of course, I got all the books that I've authored. I'd love for your support. You have a great day.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this week, live from the Brooks and Davis Education and Training Center here at 2600 South Loop West in Houston, Texas, man. It's a great day to be in real estate, and it's a great day to host this show for you all. I want to thank everyone in the audience that's checking us out live on YouTube or Facebook. Get involved in today's show. Leave myself and the Texas Real Estate King a relevant real estate question. And you never know, our super producer may choose your question to be answered on today's show. So without any further ado, I'd like to take some time to introduce my co-host. He is not only a highly successful real estate broker, he's a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, and the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand. I want to thank him so much for sitting in with us this Thursday, just like he does every week on the Prime Real Estate Network show. And I'd like to introduce to our audience, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. LarryWBrooks. What's happening, brother?
Hey, man, look here at the central location, man, at the training center. Just here, man, just enjoying, excited about today's guests. And, we're in rodeo season here in Houston, Texas, man. So it's a vibe every day, all day.
You know, man, I want to thank you so much because I know how it is, man. We bring this show to our audience every week at the same time, man. We make sure we set aside this time in our schedule consistently to make sure we're sharing with our audience not only the latest as far as real estate news, but also introducing them to some of the best and brightest and most talented entrepreneurs and business owners in the area.
Definitely.
But
shout out to that Pure Hustle hat you got on there, man. That's a vibe. I like that. That purple.
Hey, check this out, because I want to make sure I take some time to introduce our new third co-host. Everybody in the audience may notice here over my shoulder, this is, and I like to introduce to everyone, the Prime Real Estate Network Major Player Award. Mr. Brooks and myself have always felt like there has not been enough celebration of all those first-time home buyers, all those first-time investors. We understand when you haven't purchased real estate, you haven't invested commercially, some of the anxiety that goes along with that. So as a celebration to those who step from the sideline and get involved in real estate, this year we will present the Prime Real Estate Network Major Player Award. So if you know anyone who potentially should be a first-time buyer, first-time investor, entrepreneur, or business owner, reach out to Mr. Brooks or myself, and we want to make sure we celebrate them, because everyone who's working towards closing the generational wealth gap here in America, we want to make sure we spotlight and highlight all those people, man. So this is something that you'll start seeing here with us on a regular basis. And of course, Mr. Brooks, with your years of experience in real estate, how many hundreds of first-time buyers you work for, and how many first-time investors, entrepreneurs reach out to you on a regular basis. So we want to make sure we highlight all those success stories as well.
Sounds good. Yep.
You know, man, what's been going on this week? You know, every Thursday we like to catch up with you, ask you how everything has been in the world of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. How's everything been going in the world of the Texas Real Estate King? And you've done a great job of sharing some of the tidbits as far as legislative changes, rule changes, So is there anything that you could share with our audience that's been going on in the world of real estate from the perspective of the Texas Real Estate King?
Well, I'm going to keep this short, but the most important thing that is taking place between the last time we were on the show and today's date is my young son, young LB3, has qualified for state in powerlifting. And I mean, I couldn't ask for anything else, man. That night before going to regionals, I couldn't sleep. He was sleeping like a baby, but I couldn't sleep, man. And just to see him go in there, hit his marks, qualify, and even competed for several state records. He was at that. He was looking at some areas of where he's competing for state records, man, that he really should have had. You know, I blame with that. It just came down to fatigue. The referees and all that stuff at that time were fatigued. So, you know, the vision wasn't what it needed to be. But anyway, still qualified for state, man. So I'm excited.
Now, I want to congratulate LB3, man. Really proud of all the things that he's done, the work he's put in, and the improvement that is so visible to everybody in that weightlifting community. But for those in the audience who aren't really a part of the powerlifting community, when is state? When will he be competing? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Will you be going live from state? You know what I mean? So when can we expect to hear more about LB3 and his powerlifting career?
I know, man. I'll be bringing more information as we get closer to the date. But for the most part, man, I'm gonna be living in the moment, man. I'm living in the moment because, you know, even when I play sports, I only qualified for state 1 year. That was my junior year. I qualified for state in the mile relay, man. So it is not an easy fact to be one of the strongest people in the state of Texas, man. And my son is one of the strongest individuals at the 275 mark in the state of Texas, man. I can't even wrap my mind around it when I say it like that, you know, but I'm proud of it, man. And the thing about, you know, being a Brooks, man, we take great pride in just hitting marks. Me and my brother was speaking earlier today. We take great pride in hitting marks and being different, man. So he's doing something that has never been done in my family before. And he's going to be the first person to actually compete, and especially in the powerlifting, man. We don't have that in our background. So I'm excited about it, man. And that's been the biggest thing that has taken place over the last week or so, man, just having someone like that in the fold.
Hey, man, we got to celebrate achievement, man. That's a foundation of true success, man. So big, huge shout out, man. The yo is always the yo. So, you know, Larry, leading up to today's show, I was really excited because this will be the first business owner and entrepreneur in this particular space that we've had the opportunity to highlight, spotlight, and celebrate here on the show. So could you share with our audience a little bit about your experience with today's guest and how you were able to gain her commitment to sit in with us this week?
True, man. So here's the most amazing thing. Like, you meet good people through other good people. So, you know, you and I had an opportunity to attend. Chris was having her exit or / moving to California party. And Bree was actually there, man. So we had an opportunity, or today's guest was actually there, had an opportunity to meet her. Her energy was amazing that day, as it's been all day today, man. And so just reaching out to her, just being able to get on her calendar when we can find space. She made that space for her. And I'm just happy to have her here today. Like you said, we've never had anyone in this space before. But now, because of what she do, now I know why her level of excitement is always so happy. She's an expert at something that people that changes people's lives, like, and make people feel good about themselves on a consistent basis. And so, man, I'm just excited to have her here today. I'm excited to have her share. I'm excited to have her personality and to just be able to expand and tell more people about her brand and how they can get access to her and all of that, man. So I am definitely just excited for that.
Absolutely. Without any further ado, I want to take some time to introduce this week's guest. She is not only a licensed and certified AGAC nurse practitioner. She's a health and beauty expert and a great, highly successful entrepreneur in the health and beauty space. I want to thank her so much for sitting in with us on the Prime Real Estate Network show. And I'd like to introduce to our audience, Miss Briana Johnson. How you doing, Bree?
Hi, how are y'all today?
It's an honor and a pleasure, Queen. Thank you so much for sitting in with us, man. Larry and I were so excited about this interview.
Yes,
and you know, Bree, thank you so much. And I apologize for having you backstage that long. Usually usually I'm a lot quicker, but I had to talk about this kid of mine that's doing some amazing things. So I apologize.
No, and congratulations to you
Thank
and
you.
your child. And listen, thank you for having me backstage as long as you did. Because when I tell you I have butterflies, okay?
Not you. You natural at this thing. Your energy and your personality is a natural fit for what we're doing today. I guarantee you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all so much for having me on your show. I'm so excited to be here.
Agree. Your energy is contagious. I thank you so much for sitting in. But for the members of our audience that are being introduced to you for the first time, could you speak a little bit about your licensing credentials as an AGAC nurse practitioner and your specialty and where you focused your company and your corporate brand currently?
Of course. So, okay. So first off, I'm Briana, aka Botox Free. And I am an adult gerontology acute care nurse practitioner. I've been working in critical care for 10 years now. Don't be trying to calculate my age.
I would not have guessed that. I would not have guessed
Right.
Wow.
Yes, I've been in critical care for about 10 years now. So I'm not necessarily the person you want to see in the hospital because that means things are a little shaky.
Yeah.
But outside of the hospital, I am an aesthetic nurse practitioner as well. And I specialize in all things aesthetic, Botox, fillers, threads. So I sort of combine the two with, God and my family leading me. And I'm like, how can I combine my expertise and knowledge in nursing and beauty, which are two of my passions, combine them together, and we are here today by the grace of God.
No, Larry mentioned earlier about your bubbly and bright personality and how you always seem to be having the best day ever on the day that we have a chance to meet you. What is it about what you do professionally that allows you to have such a bright light, even when you're quote unquote out of the office?
So what allows me to have a bright light is, like I said, I've always been a caregiver, a nurse, a helper, all of that in my heart. So when I'm in the hospital, I have this same personality because I'm helping someone. And when I'm in my aesthetic office, I'm helping someone look their best. And when we all know when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. You go out and conquer the world. And so that is what makes me happy. I love to see others thrive and succeed and have a great day and be self-confident. It's enough in this world that tries to tear us down. I'm always happy, and I want the person next to me to be happy as well. So that's what keeps my light and my flame burning.
That's what's up.
As a professional in that health and beauty space, when you go out and you network with other like-minded professionals, other women that own similar businesses, how often are you have the opportunity to be introduced to other women of color? Because I'm really curious that in this space, how prevalent are professionals like yourself that can give women that look like you someone that they can go to, confide in, and entrust with the level that you would have to have for someone to work with somebody in your specialty?
So when I first started, Rick, which was around 2018, when I first started on my aesthetic journey, there were not many women that looked like me at all. I mean, we were very far and few in between, which is what fueled me to keep going in this industry. Fast forward to now, 2024, I'm seeing a ton more women that look like me, which is great. So yes, when I first started, not too many, but it never stopped me, didn't discourage me or anything. But fast forward to now, I'm loving it because I'm seeing so many more that, that look like us, So I think that's great in itself. A lot more representation and things like that.
Bree, in your everyday personal practice, what do you do more of? I'm excited. I wanna find Bree, in your everyday your personal practice, what do you find that you do more of? Is it eyelashes? Is it lips? Is it underarm? What do you find that people are more comfortable with doing that you do more of?
So what I'm doing a lot of, Larry, is just like that overall facial rejuvenation and anti-aging.
Yeah.
I feel like we, life requires us to work and grind pretty hard sometimes, but that doesn't mean that people want to look like they work and grind and hustle hard every day.
That's right.
And so every day, especially within the last few years, it's just the overall rejuvenation. And I'm not saying that women and men for that sake, don't want to look like themselves anymore, because that's a big misconception in the industry, but they want to look refreshed and rejuvenated. Even though you worked 16 hours yesterday, you don't want to look like you worked 16 hours. Yeah. So that's my biggest treatment. You'll hear it called facial balancing. You'll hear it called anti-aging. It all kind of falls under that same umbrella, but that is by far my biggest treatment right now.
Okay, wow. I was wondering.
No, and I have to ask you this, Bree. As guys, Larry and myself, when we travel around the country, sometimes you need a haircut. And one of the things that can bring on anxiety is entrusting a new barber to cut your hair, especially when you're out of town. A lot of times you'll just say, I'll wait till I get back to Houston. The great thing about your business is that Houston has so many people and professionals that relocate here on a regular basis. When you're meeting and going through your initial consultations with new clients, how often do they let you know how relaxing it is to have someone that looks like them to be able to talk to, especially when they're new to the area and deciding on who to establish as their new go-to provider for all their aesthetics needs?
Oh, I would have to say at least once, if not 2 or 3 times a day, Rick. I have clients that literally, they walk into my office, they sit in my chair, and I'll have a few of them. I hope I don't get canceled and say the wrong thing, but I'll have a few of them that say, I booked you because I saw on your site or on your social media platform that you look like me. And I love everybody. I love all women, all shades, all races, whatever you want to call it. But to be honest, it can be more comforting, when you feel like you can relate to your provider, or they have similar features to you, because you feel like that person can, understand you, understand your desires, understand what you don't want at that. So every day I get that, like, hey girl, I found you and I'm so excited because we look alike, we share the same. So yes, every day. And I love to hear it. I love to hear it.
Bree, do you get most of your business currently from like referrals? Do you find that like other clients tell other clients? Is that how, most of your business is being built right now, is through referrals?
I would say yes. I'm going to say 75% is through referrals, and then that other 25 is social media.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. It's interesting, right? Because, it's kind of old school, I guess, now, but word of mouth is still king in my book, because when you have somebody who has already had a personal experience with a provider or an injector, and they can tell you instead of just looking on somebody's Instagram and you don't know them from Adam or Eve, it's like, okay, my friend said you were great, I'm coming to you. So word of mouth has been my biggest friend by far.
Definitely. I can see that. Yeah.
Bree, you mentioned earlier in the interview how in the past 5 years you've seen a growth in the amount of minority-owned, women-led companies that have come into the aesthetic space. So for some of those professionals that aspire to have their own office, similar to what you have set up, are there any things that you could share from a real estate perspective that they need to keep in mind when thinking about what type of space they would be in? Are there any things that you wish somebody had mentioned to you when you first went out there and started looking for commercial real estate or commercial space where you could have an office and practice your trade?
Yes, the first thing that I wish someone would have mentioned to me is locate and bring on your team someone who knows real estate or can help you professionally find a commercial property. Because when I first started looking for a space of my own, I just kind of jumped out there and was like, this is cute. Let me come over here. But I didn't take into account things that matter to people, like the ease of commute, or if you're next to a major highway where they can just exit and come right in and get back out, or parking or things like that. So all of those things matter. So I wish when I first jumped in it, I wish I would have took the time to find someone that knew professionally what they were doing and could help me professionally locate a property. And then they would have also been able to help me take into account the little things like parking and being, close to a highway or just the ease of commute in general. So hire is my biggest thing. Find and hire a professional to help you. You are not a real estate
I like the finger. That's fine and hire.
Yes, I need to stick to injecting. Get whatever business you in, you stick to that and get a real estate professional.
Thank you so much, Bree, because Larry and myself, we've dedicated ourselves professionally to be able to service the community in that way, to be able to help them residential-wise as well as commercially when it comes to finding properties to either live in, dwell in, or also conduct business. So appreciate you so much for that public service announcement. And I urge everyone in the audience to take your advice.
Absolutely. Take my advice, please. Save yourselves.
Absolutely. One of the great things about hosting the show with Larry is that we've had the opportunity to interview over 200 business owners and entrepreneurs. And it's amazing how diverse, successful people's backgrounds are, but it's also equally impressive how many things that they tend to share alike as far as upbringing and background. So when you think about your upbringing as a young lady, Bree, were there any members of your family that were business owners, entrepreneurs, or who served as an example for you to take this path that most people wouldn't really prefer to travel?
So I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you, Rick.
Yeah.
Appreciate
my family, we come from a wide background. I have people in my family that are entrepreneurs. I have people in my family that were entrepreneurs in their own special way. I have people that made their own path, whether the world accepted it or not.
Yeah.
So when I tell you my family, they have been my biggest supporters and they have been my biggest teachers because I looked at the good things that they did and I learned from that. And I also looked at their mistakes and I learned from that as well. And I took all of that and just pushed forward on this path with God leading me. I love different things they could do. Like I saw them do, like for instance, my aunt and my uncle, if we were planning a family vacation, they would be like, I don't have to request time off. I'm there. They didn't have to worry about things like that.
Right.
So I love that freedom. And then there were other mistakes that I saw, certain family members make. And I was like, no, I probably shouldn't go down that way.
That's right.
So and we're an open family as well. So we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I was able to take all of that and try to just take the best journey possible, like I said, with the help of God, because I'm nothing without him. But that is, yes, entrepreneurs in my family, and I learned a lot from them, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Bree, so let me ask you this, because I'm curious now. What do you enjoy doing for fun now outside of shopping? Because I love when you shop, because you let us all participate in your shopping. Like you be like, should I do this, or this? And I'll be like, you know what? Let's go with black today. So I definitely enjoy your shopping. But outside of shopping, what else do you enjoy doing? Or maybe shopping is the thing. What are some things that you enjoy doing? I always love asking the successful entrepreneurs that question.
Definitely love shopping. Now, here's where my more geeky side comes out. Give me an iced coffee and give me a murder mystery novel. Put me in a corner by myself where no one is asking me to do anything or asking me anything that's going to require me to use my brain, and just let me read and drink my coffee. And that I will spend hours on a Sunday. That is my favorite Sunday pastime. And then I go to the Galleria.
Then I go to the Galleria.
Then I go to Saks.
That's Saks. That's funny.
Yes,
This has been an amazing interview. Larry and I would love to sit here and chop it up with you for an hour, but I know you have a very busy Thursday schedule. But I want to ask you this question for all the members of our audience that have just been totally enthralled in this interview, that just love your energy and would love to meet you in real time. Are there any opportunities upcoming? Will there be any opportunities to meet, greet, and interact with Ms. Botox Bree? How can those people who want to schedule a consultation do that online? Just share all that good stuff with us, man, because I want every member of our audience that want to connect with you to have the opportunity to do so.
Of course. So first things first, if you're interested in an appointment, if you're interested in a consultation, you can follow me on any of my social media platforms. It's at Botox_Bree, BRI. And my website is connected to each social media platform, my Instagram, my TikTok, things of that nature. And so it takes you directly to my booking site so that you can book your consultation or any type of appointment you'd like. And then as far as meeting and greeting, look, I'm planning a spring customer appreciation event. We might have some champagne, some light bites. I can't release all the good juicy details just yet because I want to make sure everything is solidified before I do. But I'm definitely going to plaster it on every site I have to make sure that everybody knows about it, because spring is my favorite season. So yes, just hang with me for 1 or 2 more weeks, and then I'm going to post everything. And I think that'll be a great opportunity for everybody to interact together and get to know each other.
Definitely. I agree. Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing that information. As we get closer to the event date, please keep Larry and I posted. We want to make sure that we spotlight and highlight that again and get as many of our members out, some of the members of the brokerage, people in the audience to come out and hang out with you, man. I thank you so much for sitting in with us, Queen. If you ever need us, you always have a seat with Larry and myself. And until next time, thank you so much and be blessed.
Thank you so much for having me. See you guys later, okay? Let me know if I can be of any help to you at all. You guys have been great to me.
You know what, Bree? Thank you so much for just being on the show and sharing that energy, and definitely appreciate what you do. You're the very first person in your space to ever come on, and you did an amazing job at letting the world know why it is that you're happy and why you enjoy making your clients look as beautiful as they do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I will be seeing y'all soon. Don't try to forget about me after this show.
We got you. Definitely.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Come on, Mr. Brooks, man. That was fire right there, brother, man.
You know, I always enjoy, you know what, when we do these interviews, I really enjoy when the people that we have on are exactly how we met them, right? Like Bree had that kind of energy when we met her, right? And it's so fun to just see that she loves what she do. And I really do enjoy watching her page when she do shopping things. I actually do be taking the survey along with everyone else. But, you know, one of the most amazing things is that she does have a community, people that love and trust what she does. So for those of you that are in our audience, you feel like you may have some things that you want to get a little stronger at when it comes to, you know, your perfection of your body or the way that you look at certain things. I think she's amazing at what she do. I've had an opportunity just to follow her and watch the people in her community get excited, just coming in again and, you know, getting their processes or treatments done. So definitely reach out to her. She gets the backing of the Prime Real Estate Network. And man, Rick, I think that was an amazing episode.
Hey man, when we start having these upcoming episodes and they see our complexions glowing and we start looking younger,
hey, you know what I'm saying?
We get some of that age-defining consultation from Ms. Botox Bree. So big, huge shout out to her, man. Big, huge shout out to everybody. Mr. Brooks.
Yeah.
What's going on this weekend in the world of the Texas Real Estate King, man? We gonna be moving or shaking or just keeping it light?
We're gonna be keeping it light, man. I got some work to do, man. I got work to do.
Hey, look, man, I want to thank you so much, man, for setting up our sit down with Ms. Briana. I want to thank you so much for sitting in, man. On behalf of myself, Ric Davis, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. LarryWBrooks, and our new third co-host, the new Major Player Award that's holding it down with us from this point forward. I want to tell everyone, if you need anything, commercial real estate, residential real estate, investment properties, you can reach out to Mr. Brooks and myself on Instagram. Just shoot us the DM because we're just a phone call, text message, email, or DM away. Until next week around this same time, everyone in the Prime Real Estate Network audience, please be safe and be blessed.
Be blessed.